Let's get ready to grumble!
Yeah, I'll be damned. That Kelton lady, she ain't gonna keep us out of this here, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come get me some of this. I hear she's speaking at Stony Brook. Something about 10 things she wants us to know about the economy. I'll be damned. I'll be doggone. How do we get in, man? I don't know. You think she's gonna let us in? How do we get in? I don't know, man. We gotta be careful here, you know? You know what I'm saying, man? Because they could really get us. They don't want us to know about this economic stuff, man. They could be lined up forever trying to keep us out of it. Well, shit. I'm gonna see if I can get on up there. Oh. How do I get up there? That's the only way in there, man. They ain't gonna let us through the door. Oh, big fat belly. Woo! I don't know how to get up there, man. Can you give me a hand there, man? Give me a hand. I'm gonna get up there, all right? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, whoa. Get me up there, man. Get me up there. I think I got it. Oh, yes. I think I found a way in. Man, that was tough getting in here, man. Seems like the front door's working just fine. Why didn't we just go through the front door, you know? Doesn't that seem kind of crazy? Well, you know, I guess if we were a little bit different kind of person, maybe we wouldn't feel like this economics thing is something for someone else to learn. Maybe we would feel comfortable being in here, but normally those types of people talking all kinds of fancy language and shit, they don't want our parts around here. They don't want to hear about our teeth hurting. They don't want to hear about our financial struggles. They don't want to hear about how we were dropped on our heads as a baby. They don't want to hear nothing about no addiction, and they don't want to hear about foreclosure. They don't want to hear nothing about debts. They don't want to hear nothing about divorce, because most of them some bitches are doing pretty fucking good, you know? I think it might just be our self-esteem because we've been beaten down by this shitty system for so long, you know? For so goddamn long. But, you know, we did make it through the front door anyway, didn't we? I guess we are, you know, exactly where we're supposed to be. Now, what's this thing supposed to be? Is this lady, some lady named Stephanie Kelton? Wasn't she that socialist dude, Bernie Sanders, you know, economic advisor? Little brother, let me tell you something. I know that there is a smart woman. She's pitching for a team that we ain't used to. I don't know what to make of them. Not sure if they're a bunch of Democrats, not sure if they're a bunch of progressives, not sure if they're socialists. They certainly ain't us teabagging Republicans. Well, I guess I ain't no teabagging Republican. I guess I'm searching for something. Tired of all this garbage going on in the economy and not understanding a goddamn thing about it. You know, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hurting. I'm tired of the arthritis. I'm tired of my teeth falling out my mouth, man. I'm hoping this Kelton lady knows something that she can teach us to take forward, because, well, you know what? What good does it do if she's got all this knowledge if rich people ain't going to change the way they are anyway? What difference does it make if the minute that it gets a little bit tough, they go ahead and cave in and sell out on the fight? This is what makes us Republican types. Even though we ain't no Republican type, this is what creates Republicans, is these good old Democrats that sell out people that are in need, but they go ahead and they talk a good game, they teach a good game, and the first chance they get to sell us out because it might impact their convenience, their comfort, they check out and they go and vote blue no matter who. They go and vote for the lesser evil. They go and put a damn person in there that made eliminating student debt impossible, made bankruptcy harder, passed a crime bill, did all this shit. You know what I'm talking about? They sell you right the fuck down the river. How the hell are we ever going to do anything with this knowledge we're about to learn from this Kelton lady? It doesn't make any damn sense. I tell you what, snuck a copy of the damn agenda. It looks like, let's see if it says something about economic concerns are nothing new. Federal budget's not like a household budget. Government is always in deficit. The debt clock is an asset clock? What the heck? The U.S. benefits from China's manufacturing economy? What in getting rid of the national debt really means? Paying down the debt led to recession? That don't make no sense, does it? What is this other thing they're talking about? My goodness. It's like invest now to prevent inflation later? And, the U.S. government cannot run out of dollars, but they always talk about us having to borrow dollars from China and other places. They always talk about needing to tax the rich to get money. What the fuck? Anyway, it says last one is considering what's affordable is a good economic policy. Well, no shit, Sherlock. That's what we all do. We always sit there and look at our stinking bank account and realize we ain't got no damn money in there. How the hell are we going to afford anything? All right, brother, let's watch this lady and see what she got to say. If there's anything of value in there, we're going to take it to our people. We're going to change the world. You understand me? You understand me? Yeah. I understand. Let's see what she's got to offer. And if she got something worthwhile to offer, we will definitely take it to our people. You goddamn right. Up there she goes. Be quiet now. Don't want them to see us back here. They're going to kick our asses out.
The sky is always falling. So what I would like this afternoon to be is essentially a form of group therapy, because we need it, okay? Because they're scaring us with these stories about how it's unpatriotic, how it's burdening the next generation, how it's dooming us to a future of higher taxes, catastrophe for the nation, right? And I want to try to lower the temperature, get us to the point where we can, at whatever age it's legal to do so, open a nice bottle of red wine, read the newspaper, see the headline, national debt is at an all-time high, and have that nice glow about us and feel at peace with the world, right?
Well, of course, economic concerns ain't nothing new. They ain't nothing new. We've been lied to for a long time, apparently. Let's see what she got to say next.
The government's budget is nothing like a household budget. This is the problem. They're not like us. Their budget doesn't work the way our budgets work. Deficit spending by the federal government isn't the same as you and I spending more than we make year after year. Borrowing by the federal government isn't the same as you and I going out and putting money on a credit card. One of us issues the currency. They do. The other one of us, you and I, are merely using the US dollar. So we have a distinction to make between currency issuers and currency users. The issuer of the currency, the federal government in this case, can never run out of it, can never go broke, can never have bills coming due that it can't afford to pay, can't become insolvent, can't end up like people you may know, right, who took on too much debt and got into trouble and were forced into bankruptcy.
No, it always got to me. Everybody always talks about like the federal government is like a household budget. That's pretty silly, isn't it? It creates the currency. I think I'm getting a little bit of this. I heard it so many damn times. That Grumbine motherfucker's always talking about it. I know. I hope they don't hear me. I just, the idea of us being treated like our fucking federal government that creates money out of thin air, it's just a damn household budget, just defies any kind of meaningful logic, don't it? It just makes me fucking crazy. That's what it fucking does. It makes me fucking crazy. What the heck? I don't understand everything I need to understand, but damn it, I know that ain't right. You know something? That household budget analogy, that thing works, man. It works. You look in your bank account, ain't no money in there. And what do? They sit there and make you feel like it's all your fault. The truth of the matter is, Sounds like government did a lot of things, but we've been done told government don't do nothing but fuck things up. I guess if you want government to suck and you want rich people to be the only way you can get money, you can make government suck pretty bad, can't you? Well, shit on a stick. What do you think, man? Do you think this Kelton lady's got it going on? I sure don't know if she got it going on, but I tell you what, she sure seems like she got it going on. Okay? I can't find no lies in what she's saying. That's the thing. I can't find no lies in what she's saying. So I'm being scrutinous. I'm using this noodle. Nothing she's saying sounds like a lie. I don't know. So much to unlearn, I guess, you know? Wait, hold. The government is always in deficit? I had no idea that the federal government was always in deficit. And if that's the case, what's all this fear porn about deficits? Somebody lied to us, man. Somebody fucking told a lie. Shh, come on, shh.
My deficit, my red ink, is your black ink. Okay, here it is with actual historical data for the US going back to 1960. The red line is my account balance. Okay, the red line is my financial balance. The black line is the private sector in the US. It's all the households, it's all the businesses in the US combined. And what do you notice? I'm almost always in the red, my budget is almost always in deficit, and yours is almost always in surplus. And not only that, they tend to move opposite one another, meaning when I run bigger deficits, you all end up with bigger surpluses, okay? So my red ink is your black ink. So when you see a headline like this one, right, from the Wall Street Journal just a few days ago, $1 trillion deficits could be the new normal. This is meant to shock and frighten. $1 trillion deficits could be the new normal, but take a breath and read it this way. Watch the word deficit. Don't you feel better? Don't you feel better?
I think we might have to get our head wrapped around this. Government's always in deficit, then where the hell do the other dollars come from? Where the hell the money come from? They ain't getting it from taxes, that's for sure, because if the government's always in deficit, that means it can't possibly be taxes paying for it. Right? Well, you know that Grumbine guy, he taught us about this in that last damn video we watched. I guess because he isn't a doctor, he isn't a PhD, that, everybody can go, well, what's your credentials, right? But yet it sounds like he might know a little bit more than most of the fucking economists out there. Definitely most of these other alternative media people we keep watching. They keep saying printing money and debt and deficits and, debt to China and talking about printing money causing inflation. I think we got a lot of fucked up stuff going on, a lot of misinformation out there being passed around far more than the truth. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Now, hold on, wait. She's going too far with this next bit. The debt clock is an asset clock? What the hell does that mean? I don't know. Okay, I'll be quiet.
The national debt is all of the outstanding treasury bonds that the government spent the money into the economy, didn't tax it back, and then traded the cash for a different financial instrument called a security, a government bond, okay? So the entire national debt is nothing more than a historical record of all of the dollars that were spent into the economy, not taxed back, and are currently being held in the form of U.S. treasuries. That's all the national debt is.
Come on, man. You remember we were in Miss Spooner's class? Miss Spooner said every time you record a debit, you gotta record a credit. It's called double entry accounting, man. You know this. So it makes sense that the national debt would really be our assets. And when we see that national debt clock up there, that's really one side of the ledger. other side of that ledger is our money, our assets. Well, shit on a stick. So the debt clock is really an asset clock when looked at it by the little people? Wait a minute, hold on. They keep spending big money on the big pappies up top. That whole national debt is in the hands of the wealthy. I guess it doesn't really stop the fact we could spend a shitload of money on the little people if we actually had some of the little people in power, huh? Maybe if we... I'll be quiet, all right. We've been taught all our lives that national debt is scary. It's going to be passed down to our grandkids. Son of a bitch, they lied to us, man. Fucking lied to us. All of our friends keep saying this stupid shit. Keep stupidly saying printing money. What the fuck? Shit. Now hold on now. This Kelton lady's gone a little bit too far. She's now talking about how the Chinese manufacturing economy is good for the United States. How the hell is that good for us when they're kicking our ass? Are you going to tell me something about modern monetary theory or something like that? Are you going to tell me that we can fund as many jobs as we need in this country and it don't make no difference what's going on in China?
What do we really owe China? So I have a friend who's a bond trader. He's a fixed income guy, trades government bonds, and his name is Warren Mosler. And Warren will often say, the only thing we owe China is a bank statement. Okay, he's being a little bit funny, but essentially at the end of the day, that's about it. Okay, what do we owe China? A bank statement. Okay, we already got the stuff. We traded it for a treasury, and at the end of the day, as long as China wants to orient its economy around exporting in order to grow, in order to create jobs, then we're the beneficiary in this bargain.
If they're making goods and services and we need them, we can buy them from them. And that we can create jobs here to solve the problems we have in the United States. If we don't want to be a manufacturer of shitty products or whatever, we can go ahead and build bridges and roads and schools and hospitals and stuff like that instead of building widgets. So there's no need for us to be, ain't no need for us to be manufacturing that shit. We can be focused on our priorities. Wait a minute, this is starting to come together for me. Think about it like this. I think that guy Mosler once said that imports are a benefit and exports are a cost. When you understand that money don't come just from commercial banks like some of them bozos out there that want debt-free money, don't understand the way currency works, those fools. I guess it makes sense when you think about it. But the problem is power dynamics, right? So it may be true that exports are genuinely a cost because we're sending goods and services elsewhere. But holy shit, man, if we got power over those people, we pretty much created colonial slaves and shit. What am I, coming like some sort of a fucking liberal? I guess I'm becoming a little bit of a leftist here from this MMT shit. Starting to wake up and realize some stuff. Maybe this whole MMT thing isn't about saving capitalism like some other idiot said. Maybe it's about just understanding fucking currency and letting my heart and my brain guide the policy. And so that means that if I'm a socialist or a communist or a fucking teabagger or a LOL libertarian, my ethos and guideposts will guide the way we use that currency, right? It's not like MMT tells us to do something. Holy shit, I think I'm having an epiphany. I'll be quiet. You know what? I bet you when they talk about paying off the debt, I bet you it's a big lie. I bet you it has really big problems for regular people like you and I. They're going to talk about paying down the debt. I bet you there's a trick to it because I guarantee you they ain't doing something up top that's going to cause us problems. Think about this. How many Americans in this country, billionaires in this country, have so much money, and yet we're acting like we're in debt. Where'd that money come from? How'd that debt come to be? See, it's all coming together now. It's all coming together, I think. All right, she's talking.
Eliminating the national debt means eliminating all of those safe securities called U.S. Treasuries that people like to hold in their portfolios, because that's what the national debt is. You pay off the debt, you eliminate the debt, there are no more Treasury securities anywhere. They're done.
Shit, so the debt is nothing but assets. We know that paying it down is a stupid thing, but holy shit. She's saying that it looks like trying to pay off the national debt creates recessions. Well, that's because you're deleting currency when you're receiving it back as a tax, because that's the only way to quote unquote pay off the debt. So if that's the case, son of a bitch, they're taking money out of the system, they're deleting it, they're destroying it, and they're leaving the economy on life support. Ain't nothing going in it. And if, like they said with China and their manufacturing economy, if we're sending dollars over there trapped in the system, and we're not spending no new money out of the federal government, and they're deleting it all by paying down the debt, holy shit, that's where recessions and deficits and oh my God, the depressions come from. Why don't people get this? Why? Yeah, you know what? You ever seen them Biden people or them Hillary people or them people, even Bernie people sometimes? They don't understand economics, but they sure as hell act like they do. And they puff up and they say, of course taxes pay for programs. Of course your taxes pay for things. Of course your taxes pay for stuff. But they don't. Yet these people repeat it constantly, ad nauseum. Ad nauseum.
So why does that happen? Why does something that sounds so good and fiscally responsible, running budget surpluses and paying down debt, why does it tend to coincide with bad economic consequences? Why do we end up with depressions and the Great Recession? And very quickly, because we could talk for an hour about this picture. But I want to just show you, this is where we were with Bill Clinton. That is the government's budget moving into surplus. You can see the red. That's the government's deficit. Government's almost always in deficit. But there were those 4 years right there under Bill Clinton when the government's budget moved into surplus. And there was great celebration, right? This is the first time in generations that the budget has been in surplus. This is the fiscally responsible thing to do. You know, Democrats delivered this. Well, yeah, but guess what? Look what happened to the private sector's financial position. Right? It was built on the backs of the private sector. The private sector's financial balance went deeply in the red, and that's what allowed the public sector's balance to move temporarily into the black. But it didn't last, and it can't last. Why? Because it was driven by primarily households spending more than their income, borrowing on the back of a dot-com bubble and then a housing bubble, and eventually the whole thing unravels. Too much debt, mostly for households.
What are we going to do about that, man? Holy shit on a stick. Holy shit. So every time they try and pay down the debt, we go into recession. I hope when we tell this story that people understand we're not pulling their leg, we're telling the truth here. I think this Kelton lady knows what the hell she's talking about. Hold on. Oh my goodness. It's all making sense. Her next subject is invest now to prevent future inflation. If that's the case, then you know what that means. You know what... Yes, brother, I know what it means. What it means is if we would have looked at this during the pandemic, before the pandemic, if we would have thought about fixing our supply chains, fixing our roadways, fixing our power grid, getting off of that fossil fuels that makes our F-150 go. We would have been able to go with electric vehicle, or better yet, mass transit, high-speed rail, any of that. If we'd have been building that before now, we wouldn't have had supply chain issues. Holy shit, we'd have no damn inflation because the government wouldn't have had any reason to pay higher prices, would.
Inflation is every central banker's public enemy number one. That's what he's worried about. Okay? So can you imagine if instead of saying Social Security is going broke, we have to cut benefits, the system is unsustainable, forget all of that. If instead of that, we were saying, what are the things that we can do today? What are the investments we can make today to increase the odds that in 5, 10, 20 years, the U.S. economy is productive enough that we can make good on all of those promises without causing an inflation problem? The Republicans would say what? Tax cuts and deregulation are the best ways to produce an economy that is, maximum growth and high productivity. And the Democrats would say what? Education, infrastructure, R&D, but at least we would be having the right debate. Right? At least we would be having a good, constructive, productive debate over the real issues that matter instead of this phony, where the money is running out sort of debate.
Shit, we're learning some stuff here, my friend. We are learning some stuff here. This Kelton lady's all right. She's all right, man. I mean, she ain't our class, but she certainly got the knowledge, man. Okay, hold on. This next one's slick. She's saying the U.S. government can never run out of money. But we're talking about if they pay off the debt, we're running out of money. So obviously, it's political.
The U.S. government is never going to run out of the U.S. dollar. The U.S. government is the scorekeeper for the dollar. It can't run out of dollars any more than a carpenter can run out of inches, or the scorekeeper here at Stony Brook can run out of points when the football team is putting up 77 points in a game, and all the fans are sitting in the audience going, oh my God, what happens if they score again? They're never going to have enough points to put up. Yes, they will. They can't run out. The stadium can't run out of points. The U.S. government can't run out of dollars. It's a unit, right? The government spends by instructing its bank to change the numbers in someone's account upward. That's how we pay for things. It's not actually by physically printing money and making payments. It's all done electronically.
The United States government can never run out of U.S. dollars. It creates freely. It can choose not to because it hates its people, because the rich want to fucking keep us down, because dumb fucking feckless politicos chasing around their favorite politician repeat the shit that fucking favorite politicians say, and we're all fucked because of it. Oh shit, she's gonna hear me, isn't she? But it's true, I'm damn pissed. These people keep repeating this shit. And yes, I know, there but by the grace of God goeth I. But I put the time in, I listen to this woman talk. I want better for us, man. What the hell? Why do all these people always repeat? Well, Bernie's website says he's going to do a Wall Street speculation tax to pay for stuff. Well, we know that's not true. We know it ain't true. What? All these people hero worship until their hero tells them otherwise. They ain't gonna change. We're fucked, man. U.S. government can never run out of dollars unless the political people decide to starve us out. Kind of like what the fuck they're doing right now, taking the deficit down, raising interest rates, fucking us. It just all sounds exactly like what that Steve guy said. I'm getting angry, man. Before you start going and getting angry, man, just remember, now that we know, that saying that what was Spider-Man's uncle said in that movie? With great power comes great responsibility. Well, knowledge is power. We got the knowledge, man. We got the knowledge now. We got to teach these people, no matter how hard-headed they are. We can't wait for the boomers to die off. We can't wait for the academics that are in power today that wrote books for a generation. We can't wait for them to die off. We gotta fucking make sure everybody understands this. Republicans, Democrats, libertarians, anarchists, and they fucking people, the regular old people, trolls and other people that follow other social media people around like dogs. You know what I'm saying? They just follow them around, sniff them up, follow them around. Doesn't matter if they're saying anything factual or truthful or important, but they follow them around anyway. Likes and clicks, bitches. Likes and clicks. I tell you what, some of them guys going on Fox News talking to Tucker Carlson, if they were real allies, they'd be talking to Tucker Carlson about MMT and getting him to spread the word to them Republicans that they kind of coddle over there, man. You know what I'm saying? They're over there bumping uglies with these fucking teabaggers and fucking all these crazy motherfucking fascists. They're bumping uglies with them, man. They're bumping uglies with them. They're singing Kumbaya and stuff, right? They're not actually changing nothing about them people because they still think that they're printing money. They still think that because we printed money, it caused inflation. They still believe that stuff. But yet these fake ass bitch leftists thinking that they're somehow or another doing the Lord's work by joining up with MAGA. What's this commie MAGA shit? Bullshit, man. The means of production. Okay, the means of production. Fuck that shit. Oh, shit, she's over. It's over. Oh, no, it's not. She got one more thing. She's saying, considering what's affordable is good economic policy. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
This is the debate I wish we were having. Instead of getting bogged down in the pay for question, focus on the real things that matter. What can we afford? The answer isn't in financial terms. The answer is in real terms. If we want to do $1 trillion of infrastructure and somebody says, how are you going to pay for it? You should say, I'm going to pay for it by hiring 300,000 construction workers, by using X tons of steel, by using 2 or 3% of our unused spare capacity in our factories, by mobilizing this many machines and heavy equipment. And so that's how you pay for it. Real resources. And if you don't have them, if the economy is already operating at full employment and everybody's being used, all the workers are already employed, all the resources are currently being used, then you can't afford it, right? But if you have spare capacity, if you have idle people, if you have idle machines, if the raw materials are there, then the government can step in and say, now would be a good time because we can mobilize these resources in a responsible way. That means without causing inflation, without competing for those resources with other people who are currently using. They're not being used. We can hire them, put them to work, and improve the standard of living, right? In the interest of the public good.
Now that I've heard what she said, it isn't about affordability in terms of dollars. It's about affordability in terms of real resource availability. Anything that the government can buy with US dollars, since it creates it out of thin air, is available for purchase by the federal government. The price the federal government pays doesn't have to be the price that we, the public, pay. The federal government could subsidize it, right? So this affordability thing isn't about dollars. It's about the availability of real resources. Holy shit. Right about that. You know what? Holy cowabunga. We got plenty of real resources in this country here. And they're going to waste. Our kids can't go to school. Kids don't get an education. Kids are strapped with student debt. The country makes money out of thin air. Why the hell isn't it paying off everyone's student debt instead of that pittance Biden put out there? Well, son of a bitch. I bet you them Tucker Carlson types are, if they're calling it a handout or something, and those lefties out there making MAGA great again are out there busy fucking humping them, aren't they? Son of a bitch. Oh, shit. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Shh, 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 shh. Well, that was something special, man. I learned an awful lot. What'd you learn? Do you feel like you can go out there and take on the world with me? Can we change the world together, brother? Are we up to the challenge of changing everyone's minds from thinking foolhardy about money to learning about how the federal government creates it out of thin air and taxes it out of existence? Do you think we can pull this off? Because I want us to live, man. I want a Green New Deal, brother. I never thought I'd say them words, but my goodness, if the choice is Commie MAGA or a Green New Deal, put me down for the Green New Deal, brother. Put me down for the Green New Deal. Green New Deal it is. I'm pretty excited, man. Yeah, we can do this. We can do this. You know what? Between the stuff that Grumbine guy said, I think Warren Mosler she mentioned, Randall Ray, I think I read somewhere. A guy named Bill Mitchell from Australia. A guy named Fadl Kaboub that helps out with real progressives. A guy named Stephen Hale. Shit, the Modern Money Network. It looks like there's a lot of people out there working in this space. That Macro and Cheese podcast, the MMT podcast. Macro and Cheese is our favorite for sure, but my God, them other ones, there's a lot of resources out there. We need to get this in everyone's hands, get everyone following Real Progress in Action, Real Progressive, Macro and Cheese, the MMT podcast, all these folks. We got to get them out there and do that. We can't keep letting them lie to us. We can't keep letting these comfortable Democrats sell us out at the last minute because they think we can't afford it. We can't do it anymore, man. We got to go for the gusto. We got to make it so. All right. I'm out of here, man. Let's go.
And still